You've heard it 1,000 times. Purring means the cat is content, the cat is happy, the cat is comfortable. That's all you knew about this sound. That's all most people have known throughout all of history. And then science arrived and discovered something so unexpected that veterinarians are still debating it at international conferences. Purring heals bones, not metaphorically, not figuratively. Literally, it regenerates bone tissue. And that's just the beginning. Because the list of what this sound does to a living body, human and cat simultaneously, is longer and stranger than you can imagine. And there is one effect, the seventh on this list, that scientists call the most inexplicable biological phenomenon in the history of animal research. I'll talk about it separately. But first, here's what actually happens when your cat purrs. 1. This isn't just a sound, it's a frequency. A cat's purr is not a random vibration, it's a precisely calibrated acoustic signal. Cats purr at frequencies between 25 and 150 hertz. Exactly this range, not higher, not lower. Coincidence? No. Because exactly this frequency range, 25 to 50 hertz, is therapeutic for bone tissue. This was established independently, first by physical therapists who used vibration therapy to treat fractures, then by biologists studying cats, then by scientists who connected these two facts and didn't believe their own conclusions. The overlap between purring frequencies and bone regeneration frequencies is not an accident. Evolution doesn't make random acoustic coincidences of this precision. This means purring emerged, or was refined by evolution, specifically as an instrument of physical recovery. A cat lying next to you and purring is literally irradiating you with a therapeutic frequency. Your body hears this, even when you don't. 2. Cats heal themselves by purring. This is the first thing that should stop you. Cats don't only purr when they feel good. They purr when they're in pain, when they're giving birth, when they're dying. Veterinarians noticed long ago, a cat with a broken bone purrs. A cat after surgery purrs. A cat in agony purrs. For a long time, this was considered a quirk, a behavioral anomaly, an attempt to self-soothe. But then the data arrived. Cats recover from fractures 3 to 4 times faster than dogs of comparable size. Cats with arthritis maintain joint mobility significantly longer than other animals with the same diagnosis. Cats survive falls from heights that would be fatal for any other animal their size, and survive without the fractures that should have occurred according to the laws of physics. One explanation, they purr during and after injury. Vibration at a therapeutic frequency stimulates osteoblasts, the cells that build bone tissue. It literally switches on the recovery mechanism from inside. Purring is not an expression of emotion, it's a biological survival tool, which the cat uses on herself and which works on you too. 3. Your bones hear her. This is where things start to make even scientists uncomfortable. Vibration doesn't travel only through air. When a cat lies on you and purrs, the vibration transfers through body contact directly into your tissues, into your muscles, into your joints, into your bones. Frequencies of 25 to 50 hertz penetrate deep. They reach the bone marrow. They reach joint surfaces. Research shows regular exposure to vibration at purring frequencies increases bone density, reduces joint inflammation, accelerates healing of microtraumas in muscle fibers. This is measured. This is reproducible. This is not folk medicine and not metaphor. This is biophysics. When your cat settles on your chest and starts, she is literally conducting a physical therapy session without equipment, without a doctor's prescription, every evening, free of charge. 4. It heals your heart in the literal sense. A study conducted at the University of Minnesota tracked 10 years of life for 4,000 cat owners and people without cats. The result? Cat owners had a 40% lower risk of dying from a heart attack, not a few percent, 40. This is comparable to the effect of pharmaceutical therapy. Other studies show people who regularly hear cat purring experience a drop in blood pressure of 10 to 12 millimeters of mercury within a few minutes. This is a clinically significant reduction. The mechanism is partly explained through the vagus nerve. Purring activates the parasympathetic nervous system, but partly it remains unexplained. Scientists know it works. They don't yet fully understand why. 40%. Remember that number. Your cat isn't just living in your home. She is statistically extending your life every evening simply by lying nearby and purring. 5. It heals anxiety faster than medication. This sounds like an exaggeration. It isn't. Studies measuring cortisol, the stress hormone, show cortisol levels in a person's blood begin to drop within 4 minutes of contact with a purring cat. 4 minutes. For comparison, anxiolytics begin to work after 20 minutes at best. The mechanism, the low-frequency vibration of purring, activates the parasympathetic nervous system through the vagus nerve. It literally switches the body from fight or flight mode into rest and recover mode. Simultaneously, the sound of purring at 25 Hz frequencies activates serotonin and dopamine production in the brain, not through conscious perception, through direct neuroacoustic influence. Your brain responds to this frequency chemically. This isn't a pleasant sound that calms you down. This is a sound that literally changes the chemistry of your brain. When you're stressed and pick up your cat, you aren't just calming down. You are receiving a biochemical intervention. And it works. 6. It helps with depression, and this is documented. Animal-assisted therapy is not new. But purring as a specific therapeutic agent, that's a separate story. Psychiatric clinics that introduced cat interaction programs report a consistent reduction in depression symptoms in patients after 2 to 3 weeks of regular contact. Not because cats are cute or give life meaning. That works too, but that's a separate mechanism. This is about the direct neurochemical effect of vibration. Regular exposure to purring frequencies changes the baseline serotonin level, literally recalibrates the neurotransmitter environment. This takes time, which is exactly why the effect appears after weeks rather than minutes as with acute stress. But it's stable, and it's physiologically explained. People who live with purring cats have statistically lower rates of depression. This is a correlation with a biological mechanism. Not just cats make people happier. Cats literally change the neurochemistry of the brain. 7. Here's what scientists cannot explain. This is what I mentioned at the beginning. The phenomenon that is called the most inexplicable in the history of feline behavioral research. Cats purr next to sick people, even when they have no possible way of knowing the person is sick. This has been documented in dozens of independent cases. The owner gets sick. The cat begins spending significantly more time nearby. Purrs louder, purrs longer, lies down precisely on the place that hurts, on the chest during respiratory infections, on the abdomen during digestive problems, on the joints during inflammations. Precisely. Without error. The mechanism is unknown. Hypotheses: smell. The cat detects biochemical changes in the body's scent. Thermal perception. The cat senses elevated temperature in inflamed tissues through infrared receptors. Changes in breathing sounds. The cat hears what the human cannot. But none of these hypotheses explains the accuracy of localization. The cat lies down specifically on the sick spot, not just near the person, exactly there, and begins to purr at a therapeutic frequency on the exact spot where vibration therapy is needed. This is either an incredible coincidence that repeats itself in thousands of homes around the world, or the cat knows something about your body that you don't know yourself. 8. Why it works from a distance. Here's another fact that breaks intuition. The purring effect doesn't require physical contact. Studies with sound recordings of purring played through speakers show the physiological effects persist even without a cat in the room. Cortisol reduction, blood pressure reduction, activation of the parasympathetic nervous system. The sound works on its own, without the warmth of a cat's body, without the scent, without visual contact, just the sound at frequencies of 25 to 150 Hz. This explains why videos of purring cats are one of the most watched types of content on the internet. People don't just find it endearing, their bodies are literally seeking out this sound, responding to it at a neuroacoustic level. When you play a video of a purring cat, you aren't just watching a clip. You are receiving passive therapy. And your body knows this better than your mind does. 9. The cat purrs and heals itself too. A closed loop that stuns with its elegance. Purring triggers in the cat itself the same physiological effects as in you. Cortisol reduction, stimulation of osteoblasts, activation of the parasympathetic nervous system. The cat uses this mechanism for self-recovery, and you receive therapy as a side effect. This is exactly why cats live so long relative to their size. This is exactly why they recover so fast. This is exactly why they statistically have fewer joint problems in old age than dogs of comparable age. Purring is a biological technology that evolution developed for one species, which by a fortunate coincidence or by deliberate evolutionary choice works on another as well. When a cat lies on you and purrs, you are both healing simultaneously. From the same sound, this isn't a metaphor for unity. This is literal biology. Now you know. The next time she comes and lies down and starts, you will hear it differently. Not just a pleasant sound from a contented animal, you will hear 25 hertz entering your bones, 40% cardiac protection that you receive simply by lying nearby. Cortisol dropping within 4 minutes, serotonin rising, inflammation decreasing, bone becoming denser. She doesn't know any of this. She just purrs, as she always has, as her ancestors did for millions of years. But the result is the same. You are beside her, and you feel better, physically, measurably, biologically. This is not coincidence. This is not accident. This is what evolution was building for so long that we forgot what to call it. Perhaps the right word is care, perhaps healing, perhaps love in the only language that exists without words. Write in the comments, have you ever felt that your cat knew you were unwell and came on her own? Just yes or no. And subscribe. Every video here reveals what your cat has never been able to say out loud.